In this episode, we invited some of our industry friends and partners, and also obviously some of my personal friends. So we had Kyle Linton, Freestyle Kyle. He brought out a brand new Pro R Premium in his 4-seat. He's on 35s, EFX 35-inch tires and fuel wheels, 15s. We had Brandon Twitchell from HCR. He's like the name and the face, the man behind the brand that you see at the events. Dominic from Shock Therapy, they traveled out all the way from Arizona as well. And he was in there in a 2-seat Pro R. We had Mike OBS in a brand new, like 1-day-old Pro R 2-seater, bone stock. We had our Pro R that has just been rolled the night before that we stitched up and fixed the wheels and the tires and some of the body panels on it. It made the journey. With myself driving it, we had Janie and Eric in their Can-Am X3. Now I built that car 4 years ago. It looks brand new. They made a bunch of changes on it. They made that run. And we had our buddy from Brandon's area out here in Utah that kind of helped out guiding it. He had a winch. He actually rescued us the night before, and it was legit. It was a great trip. Well, we started in Sand Hollow, okay? And we were playing, we had a good time yesterday, running around in the dunes and the rocks. And then this got rolled, so it's got a lot of zip ties on it. It's kind of being like, it's band-aided right now for this run. Bent a wheel, bent a link, broke every corner of plastics, broke the whips. Lots of dents, so we're good. Where are we at?
We're so excited.
So happy.
For people that's familiar with the area, we're right on the west side of Coral Pink Sand Dunes. That's where we're staging. We're gonna make a giant loop all the way out to Mount Carmel Junction, basically the east side of Zion National Park. We're gonna drop down a trail called the Barracks, and given the runoff and the spring runoff, hopefully it's not too high and we can actually cross the river and everything else, but we do have a game plan to go around if it doesn't. And just gonna have a really good time. A lot of scenic stuff. We're gonna end up in a really cool saw canyon called Peekaboo Saw Canyon, and then drop back all the way to the Coral Pink Sand Dunes. So should be a good day.
There's been a ton of snowfall and there's a lot of snow melt. We knew we were gonna have water crossings. That was kind of the challenge and part of the allure, I guess, of this destination. What we didn't know is it was gonna be that deep. And I had some serious anxiety on this run. I'm not used to crossing rivers and creeks. I would say about 75% of us on this run haven't really done stuff like that. So the adrenaline was seriously pumping. We weren't sure if we were gonna actually make it across the first few. There was 20 to do in this run. And once the 4-seaters made it through, we thought we had a pretty good opportunity and a chance to cross in the 2-seaters. So the big difference in this is the 4-seaters are all running 35-inch tires, and all of us guys in the Pro R 2-seaters and the Can-Am X3s are running like a 32-inch tire. So it was a huge difference in the creek crossings. They were hauling ass, and anxiety levels were up high. But once we made it through the first couple, I think everyone kind of settled down and you kind of find your pace and your momentum, and you figure out how to drive against the current and point your machine away from where you need to exit out of. So we did one crossing and dead end, went back through it. It was not the same experience. And now we're at another crossing and it's moving, it's deeper. Honestly, not super excited right now.
They're doing it. I trust them. I'm going to watch their line. I'm going to do the same thing.
We were behind Pam a lot, and I know this is the first time Pam's been out here, and Yeah, Rick got a little nervous at the water crossings, and Pam just dropped right through it. And I'm like, Rick, I can't tell you exactly what I said to him. I'm like, Pam just went across that, no problem. Let's go. But yeah, Janie is obviously a very skilled driver. She's been in a car for a long time, and she's not afraid to attack anything. And I think the ladies of the group have less fear in their brain than most of the guys. So I'd say good job, ladies. Awesome job.
I was the lowest. Short girl problems in real life and also in my car. Can-Am's ride just a little bit lower, and I'm on 32, so a lot of people had 3 inches of tire on me, but I still crossed, and I will say, I think I crossed pretty well for being a first timer.
We're getting wet today. We're gonna get wet all day. Jumped right in, and then after that, I just let the tires do their job, and that heavy Pro R just went right through every water crossing, no problem.
It was a lot deeper than I was expecting it to be. We got pretty wet. It was coming up over the hood. It was never felt like we lost traction. It felt like we were always moving forward, but it was pretty exciting. It pushed us downriver a little bit, but I think with the 35s and the longer wheelbase, it did well. It's a heavy car, and it did really well in the water.
I like it. It was a lot of fun. Well, I feel better when somebody comes across, they've done it. I don't know why I can't, so just gotta try it and learn, get over it.
Man, if it's not on your bucket list, it should be. Barracks Trail was, like a lot of things in Utah, there's just a constant evolution of landscape. And Glamis, when we were out there, it's an amazing experience.
Sorry, Brandon.
But Glamis looks like Glamis wherever you go. It doesn't really change much. But here in Utah, we started out on some open trail. We get into the woods, beautiful trees all around. The water crossings were amazing. I was a passenger yesterday. Rick wouldn't let me drive because I rolled the car. But I think there was a little trepidation by some going over the water, but Brandon's a great guide. They tested everything out for us before we hit it, and gosh, it was just fun. You're switching back and forth, going over water crossings.
We got through all the creek crossings. It became like a very, I don't want to say rocky, but like shellfish type roads, right? They were kind of paved, but they weren't. They were beat in, a lot of cross ruts, a lot of chatter, a lot of kidney killing bumps. But we've all taken the time to outfit our cars properly. We know what to expect in terrain changes, and we made some changes on the machines as we went, like dropping air pressures or putting more air in the tires.
Yesterday was awesome. We got to do all different kinds of riding. We did some river crossings, we did some rock crawling, we got to do some desert stuff, we got to play in the sand. Just an awesome day. It was a lot of riding that we don't get to do all that often, so it was pretty cool.
was amazing. No idea. It could be 100 degrees outside. You walk through Peekaboo Canyon, it felt like it was 60 degrees. You almost needed a jacket.
We'll stage the rollout.
Our 2022 Pro R build, and we got a lot of help from the industry. A lot of planning went into this car. It was initially released at the 2022 Sand Show. So it's got the full DRT lineup on this car. It's got GBC tires, metal effects wheels, buggy whips, hooked it up with the whips. We went all out on this car. It's XXX seats all the way through the car. It's been fully customized, and it's been a blast to drive. So we make all the accessories on this car here. We do fenders, bumpers, all the storage accessories, so the tire carrier, trunk enclosure. We build mostly exterior accessories and suspension components for side-by-sides out of Riverside, California.
Did go off the beaten path, but we ended up in a bucket list destination for me that I've been trying to get to for at least a decade now. We ended up at Coral Pink Sand Dunes, and amazing. They were tall, really soft, and then there was a lot of G-outs coming into things, so it was a little rough, but Pro R handled it just fine. Cars did great, and everybody had a good time.
Pink Coral Sand Dunes is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And when you look at the sand, it's almost like you see gold flecks in it. And the sand is a lot different than Glamis. It's a lot smoother, more fine. So riding on it, I felt like I was maybe drifting a little bit more than how I would feel if I was on Glamis Sand Dunes. So I definitely want to go back and spend a little more time out there.
Yeah, that was cool. It was really awesome. Really pretty place, a lot different than our normal sand riding. We got to, there's trees and the dunes are a lot sharper. Just really pretty cool place to be. It did seem like the sand was softer. I think the big difference for me was having desert tires or off-road tires instead of paddles. Normally when we're in the sand, we're using paddles, so it was fun. We had a really good time.
You know, those Pro Rs they're big and they're very heavy, so you really feel that drag in that sand because it's so fine. And then you're also at 7,000 feet, so that elevation really robs a lot of power too. So there's, of all places I go, that place definitely robs the most power and feel like your car's pretty slow.
Most people automatically assume dunes because I am such a Glamis girl, but at the heart of it, I love rhythm trails. I love being able to switch back and forth. Kind of keeps my little ADHD brain in check as well because, you know, you gotta stay alert. Things come up quick and you have to adjust, and I love that kind of obstacle.
this is a Ranger, a Polaris Ranger. We have the HCR long travel kit on it with the Fox QS3s, brand new product out. We have some BFG KM335s on it with some black Rhino rims. Amazing machine. We're out here testing it and making sure it's performing the way we like it and how it's supposed to be. Can't beat the air conditioning, the heat, the full cab. It's insane. I love these cars.
You know, Sand Hollow is just such a very versatile place. You know, you've got everything from obviously the dunes to rock crawling, go jump in the lake, you know, kind of just a little bit for everyone. And it doesn't get better in my opinion, you know, for all types of riding and skill levels and everything else.
UTV Source exists because, well, one, we love this market, we love this lifestyle, but yeah, stuff breaks. That's just part of the game. Obviously, this is the company's car, and when I rolled it, I was a little upset, you know. Wasn't so much ego, because I messed up, it is what it is, but, you know, you worry about the car, and but everything on here is replaceable, you know. And we mostly did cosmetic damage. I bent a rear wheel, tweaked an axle, but, you know, for the most part, it's all time, and, you know, if you do it the right way, take it apart, figure out what's wrong, replace it, put it back together, it's ready to go the next time.
How do I describe Sand Hollow, people? I would say it's the softest sand dunes with the coolest rock crawl, with the most beautiful, epic scenery and backdrops. Just great time. I love the sand. When we get out here and we're doing this, taking photos, looking over there, you'll usually see me like, rah, rah, like, you know, ADHD, like I just want to drive, rip around, have a blast. It's hard. Hey Kyle, come over here. Hey Kyle, rah! Can't keep still. Yesterday we had the Pro R. Today we're gonna go do a little bit of rock crawling, so I wanted to bring out the RS1, test it out with the new long travel kit on it, and put it through its paces. This car is definitely a lot more rowdy.
My first time out at Sand Hollow, we were here for an event, you know, Sand Hollow State Park proper, and you know, everyone around here is great. You know, if you have locals that live here and come to the event, there's always rides that are happening outside of the state park. So do a little homework, you know, and talk to some people, get on some forums, just meet people, and you come out here and you ride in Sand Hollow State Park for a day or two, guarantee you within an hour drive, you're gonna find another beautiful ride that you didn't know existed, and it really makes, you know, the trip worthwhile to explore different areas out here. Yeah, I'm not a very experienced sand driver. I learned a lot that day. And I'll tell you two things you should always think about when going on the sand for the first time. One, don't get too comfortable, right? You gotta acclimate a little bit, and I got a little over ambitious. And two, know who you're following based off of their skill level. We took off and, you know, in a bull, I was following Dominic, and pretty skilled driver. I hit the bull, I didn't have enough momentum, so I got sucked up in the sand and, you know, had a little, you know, toss salad, rolled the car, this one here, 1.5 times. All good, all safe. Took a little bit to get it out on the recovery side, but I guess they were excited because it was my first roll, and I guess the rite of passage, so I checked that box out here at Sand Hollow.
All right, everyone, that's a wrap here at Sand Hollow, Utah. We were able to play in the dunes, smash on some rocks. We did about 20 water crossings at Barracks Trail. We rolled our Pro R pretty good, and we broke another car off. So all in all, this is a pretty epic adventure. It's a great destination, place to visit with your family, friends. If you don't own a UTV, you can rent a UTV here. You can rent a boat. There's a lake down there. You know, right now, it's beautiful. We got a little bit of snow behind us. The water crossings were cold. It made for a lot of excitement. And, you know, now it's time to load up, get back home, fix everything. And I'm gonna miss this place. It was a lot of fun. So remember, guys, if you need some parts, hit us up at utvsource.com. Visit us on the website. Watch us on YouTube. And follow us on Instagram at utvsource. And remember, life's a ride. Make it your own.